Well, I'm Marvin Blumer. We're up here at Minnesota School of Martial Arts. Melvin Blumer, same. Honestly, we're up at Minnesota School of Martial Arts. We're both Kleber Jiu-Jitsu black belts. Kleber is out of originally Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and now lives in Huntington Beach, California. And today, Melvin, what are we showing? Today we're gonna work on some knee shield escape, or you're gonna edit this in, right?
I'm leaving that in for sure.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Now you know why I talk. All right. So we're gonna do some knee shield positioning. We're gonna take the back from the knee shield position when somebody tries to destroy it, and I believe, Professor, what are you gonna show? Yeah. So he's gonna show some knee shield attacks. I'm gonna show you how to kill the knee shield, and we're gonna over some knee shield concepts. Okay. Some of the things that I think that some people have a very different what they think Z-guard, knee shield, and what they use them for. I just figured we'd go over some concepts of what I think works best, because one, I'm a little guy, so I need to keep my knee shield in between me and the big guy so I don't get squished. So a lot of fun stuff from these positions. I think it's one of the best guards. I think it's one of the hardest guards to pass with the most options to not only sweep, but improve my position and go for the finish. All right, so traditional knee shield position, okay. I think a lot of people like to try to step on the hip. So I think a lot of people kind of play like this mid-range knee shield where it's kind of like in between knee shield and Z-guard, right? Okay, when I'm playing knee shield, I really like to have my knee squared up so that way if he's trying to pressure through, that when he's coming down pressuring through, I can carry a lot of his weight on here. And it makes it really easy for me to attach myself to him and manipulate his weight. Where if I start kind of in this mid-rift, it gives him a lot of good pressure to be able to push my knee down and really drive me to the Z-guard. Again, there's a lot of great things I can do from Z-guard, but it's a lot easier for him to come over the top now and really put pressure on me. And after he staples my foot to my butt, it makes it like impossible for me to start extending back out. So me, again, I'm always gonna keep this inside control, but I like to have my knee really vertical on the shoulder and keep him on the outside while I stay on the inside. Now as we get better at this position, I actually like to just connect my toes. And it seems really, really stupid, but surprisingly, just by connecting my toes this much, now this toe is helping anchor this toe. And this really helps me create this frame to be able to really brace off of Melvin. So just by connecting just this little bit, some people when they do this, they're gonna try to go like this, but now I'm escaping my knee shield too far. So me, I like to play here. If I start getting drive down, I'm gonna start playing a Z-guard game instead of this mid-rift type game. This works great because we're gonna always have this constant battle. Melvin's always gonna be constantly trying to bring his elbow in front of my knee and clearing, and I'm always gonna be trying to frame out and bring my knee back inside. And this is kind of the game you play from knee shield, right? All right, I think coach is ready to show the move. All right, so again, we're gonna start with this knee shield position like he was talking about, where I'm attaching my toes together and again, leaving it up high. For one, again, because I don't want him to start smashing me down. And again, like he was saying, is that I definitely do not want him to staple my heel to my butt. Obviously, this now destroys me at all from being able to create that space by pushing him away. So again, we're gonna start from this position where I have that vertical knee shield and I'm gonna attach. Okay, so the first one we're gonna do here is that he tries to destroy my knee shield by pushing my knee down. As soon as he starts pushing my knee down, I'm gonna snatch the bottom of his collar and I'm gonna grab the back of his elbow. And as soon as I get to this position, I'm gonna kick this leg straight, freeing my shin off his hip, and I'm gonna drag him down with an arm drag. Now from here, I'm gonna sit up, I'm gonna reach all the way across, and I'm gonna grab the inside of that gi collar. Okay? Now as soon as I get here, like I said, I'm gonna do a little hip escape. And as you can see, I already have one of my hooks in, and I'm gonna drag him out, taking the back of my opponent. So the other thing that he's talking about is that usually when he's gonna start the position, he's gonna try to pin my arm on the back of his shin. So now it's hard for me, so this is what's kind of creating our glue. Okay, this is where he's usually gonna start if he's not gonna play this complete inside game. So now when I clear this through and go to start trying to pass is when he's gonna start driving this, right? Yep, so again, I'm using this off his, he pushes it down now more in a Z-guard position. Again, I'm gonna grab the bottom of his gi sleeve and the back of his elbow, and I'm gonna drag him through. And again, I'm gonna sit myself up. Now once I do, like I said, I'm gonna reach across and I'm gonna grab underneath to his gi collar on that same side. Now the biggest reason I'm making this hip escape is if I don't make this hip escape and I pull him, he's gonna end up like half on I'm gonna end up like half on his back and a half not. So if I pull him from this position without making that escape, now he ends up in this like half position, not being squared up to me, and it's really hard for me to retain that back control from this position. So again, as soon as I get to this position, I get this E-collar on the far side. I'm gonna make a little hip escape, creating a little space for him to be able to turn in front of me. So now when I pull him over, he actually ends up square on me instead of being that half on, half off. All right. Now that Coach Melvin showed you some good, a good move, a good way to take the back when they smash your knee shield down into Z-guard, I'm gonna show you how to destroy that knee shield altogether. So, there's two ways that I really like to do this. So if my leg, I'm not gonna be able to start cutting my knee through the middle, what I like to do first is I like to pretend like the knee shield's not even there. I just start treating it like, I think a lot of people want to try to fight that knee shield. Or me, again, I love judo, is one of my favorite things to do, so I like to go around the pressure instead of through it. So me, if he's gonna be pressuring into me with this, I like to hug the head, okay? And I bring my knee in, and I get ready to sit out like I'm gonna get ready to do a back step. I'm gonna take my hand down to the knee, I'm gonna grab the pant legs, I'm gonna start straightening the arm as I back step out, and then turn the face. Okay, so another great way to do this is first thing first, when I have to deal with this pressure, I take this through, I scoop, I grab the tail of his gi. And now I work that same thing, steps to the top pant leg grip. I'm using this to eliminate that pressure from his leg. Melvin, try to straighten your leg. Really hard for him to create any pressure. So again, I hug the head. All my shoulder pressure is on his chin. Okay, I always tell people, if I need more space, I just put more pressure on his face, he'll give it to me. Now I, same motion, back step out, square him up, taking that side position. So, a couple ideas for you. Okay, maybe they'll work for you, maybe they won't. Figure out which ones work best for you. Otherwise, you know, keep working. Yeah, and again, like especially being a smaller statue, I play this knee shield position quite often, and again, it's a good position, especially if you know how to control people, to be able to break people off their base, and you can enter a lot of different positions from that position. So it's really, really effective if you know how to use it. Yeah, works pretty good. You know, do what works for you. It's jiu-jitsu, you'll figure it out. If not, you'll be the one getting squished on the mat. So if you don't want to get squished, get to the knee shield, shove them.